What if I told you that your reality is not responding to your dreams, your vision boards, or even your most positive thoughts? It's responding to something far more powerful, something you've been transmitting every second of your life, whether you realize it or not. It's an invisible frequency, a signal that the quantum field reads like a command. And here's the part that might shake you. This signal isn't shaped by what you want. It's shaped by who you are being. Most people spend years trying to think their way into a better life, yet remain stuck in the same cycles, never knowing why. But there's a moment, a subtle shift, when your frequency locks into alignment, and the universe mirrors it back instantly. Sometimes, that mirror appears in the form of 3 simple numbers: 777. If you've been seeing it, it's not coincidence. It's confirmation that you've entered a rare gateway where timelines converge, and your desired reality is seconds from crystallizing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to hold that frequency, so reality has no choice but to match it. Stay with me, because once you see this, you can't unsee it. Most people believe their future is built from their thoughts. They think, if I just picture it hard enough, if I just focus on it every day, the universe will give it to me. But here's the truth that quietly determines whether manifestation works, and why so many get stuck. Visualization is only the spark. The real power lies in the vibration you live in when you're not meditating, not journaling, not doing the work. Think of it like a radio signal. You can talk about jazz music all day, but if your dial is set to a rock station, you'll never hear it. The quantum field, the infinite canvas of possibilities, is reading your signal, not your wish list. And your signal is made up of the emotions you default to, the decisions you repeat, the posture you carry into a room, the way you breathe when nobody's watching. If you imagine wealth but feel tense when you spend money, your field registers tension, not abundance. If you dream of love but avoid vulnerability, your field detects distance, not intimacy. If you want freedom but speak as if you're trapped, your field hears confinement, not expansion. This is why so many people follow every manifestation technique, yet see no change. Their mind and body are broadcasting 2 different frequencies. The message is scrambled. But here's the shift. When your thoughts, your emotions, and your daily behaviors all send the same message, the field has no choice but to reflect it back. This is called coherence, and it's not mystical guesswork. Heart monitor studies show that when the heart and brain synchronize, your electromagnetic field becomes stable and magnetic. It pulls matching experiences toward you without force. So the real question is, what do I want? It's, who am I being when I'm not trying? In the next chapter, I'll show you how to embody the reality you want without pretending or faking it, and why acting as if is the most misunderstood part of manifestation. Pause. When most people hear the phrase, act as if, they imagine putting on a mask, smiling when they're not happy, dressing rich when their bank account is empty, forcing a confidence they don't feel. No wonder it feels fake. No wonder it doesn't last. But true embodiment isn't acting. It's frequency conditioning. Think of it this way. Your nervous system has been tuned to the frequency of your history, scarcity, waiting, hoping. When you try to leap straight into your dream identity, it resists. Not because it's impossible, but because it's unfamiliar. So embodiment starts small. It's in the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room. It's in choosing clothes that make you feel like your future self, even if no one will see you. It's in how you respond when something good happens. Do you fully receive it, or do you doubt it? Every one of these micro decisions is like tuning the radio closer to the station you want to hear. At first, you'll get static, old thoughts, old feelings. That's not failure. That's recalibration. Here's the key. You don't need to fake anything. Instead, you selectively borrow behaviors, postures, and choices from your desired identity, and practice them until your body stops questioning them. This is why elite athletes visualize and physically rehearse victory. They're training their body to normalize success before the scoreboard confirms it. When you live from this space consistently, something shifts. Your inner dialogue stops saying, "someday." You stop chasing. And without you forcing it, your environment begins to reorganize itself around your new signal. But there's still a hidden trap, one that pulls most people back into scarcity, even after they've begun embodying abundance. It's the subconscious scarcity signal that leaks through when you least expect it. And in the next chapter, I'll show you how to find it and dismantle it for good. You can be doing everything right, meditating daily, scripting, visualizing, and still send out a frequency that screams, "I don't have it yet." That's the scarcity signal, and it's the silent saboteur of manifestation. It shows up in subtle ways. The sigh you release when you check your bank account, the way your shoulders tense before opening an unexpected bill, talking about your dreams as something you'll get to one day instead of something you're already connected to. Here's why it matters. Your subconscious doesn't speak English. It speaks emotion. So if you're thinking abundance, but feeling lack, the quantum field registers lack. Think about when you're hungry, you don't have to say the words, "I'm starving." Your body broadcasts it in your movements, your decisions, even the way you see the world. Scarcity works the same way. It seeps into your tone, your habits, and your presence. The fix. First, notice it without judgment. Awareness is like flipping on the light in a dark room. You can't change what you can't see. Then, redirect your attention from absence to presence. Example. Instead of obsessing over the $500 you don't have, focus on the you do. And ask, how would my abundant self use this in alignment with who I'm becoming? It's not about pretending to be rich. It's about making decisions from the frequency of sufficiency. Over time, these micro-shifts retrain your nervous system to feel safe in abundance. And when your body feels safe, it stops unconsciously pulling you back into old patterns. But to really lock this in, you need one more ingredient: coherence. When your heart and brain send the same message so clearly, the quantum field can't ignore you. And that's exactly what we'll unlock in the next chapter. Coherence is what happens when your thoughts, emotions, and actions stop arguing with each other and start broadcasting the same message. It's more than a mindset. It's measurable. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that's about 60 times stronger in amplitude than your brain's. This field extends several feet beyond your body and can be detected with the right instruments. When your heart and brain are out of sync, like when you think "I'm abundant" but feel anxious, your field becomes chaotic. The signal is scattered. When they're in sync, the signal becomes stable, focused, magnetic. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that in this coherent state, your nervous system relaxes, your intuition sharpens, and most importantly for manifestation, you begin to influence the field around you. This is when people start noticing random opportunities lining up, conversations that feel perfectly timed, seeing signs like 777 without looking for them. It's not magic. It's resonance. You've stopped transmitting desperation and started broadcasting certainty. To reach coherence, start with this. 1. Elevate your emotion. Choose gratitude, joy, or appreciation, even for something small. 2. Match it with your vision. While holding that elevated state, picture your desired reality as now. 3. Lock it in with your body. Let your posture, your breathing, and your micro-decisions reflect that you already live it. When you do this daily, coherence becomes your baseline. And that's when you start brushing up against a phenomenon many call the 777 gateway, a sign that your frequency has reached a critical tipping point. In the next chapter, we'll decode exactly what 777 means when it starts following you, and why it's the moment your reality is seconds from crystallizing. It's late. You glance at the clock. 777 isn't possible, but there it is. 707. The next day, you get a receipt for $77.70. Then a license plate, a phone number, a random screen notification. At first, you dismiss it. But then, it keeps happening. And a quiet knowing starts to rise in you. This is not random. In the language of the quantum field, 777 is a mirror. It's not telling you something is coming. It's telling you it's here. When your frequency becomes coherent and stable, the field reflects it back in ways your conscious mind can register. Numbers are one of its simplest, most elegant languages. In mystical traditions, 7 represents wisdom, alignment, and the union of the spiritual with the material. When it appears 3 times, it's a triple confirmation. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions are finally working with each other instead of against each other. Here's what most people get wrong. They see 777 and relax. They think it's done. I can coast now. But 777 isn't the finish line. It's the threshold. In quantum physics terms, you're at a convergence point. Multiple possible timelines are folding in, and the one you've been aligning with is about to lock in. In this phase, even a slight drop in your frequency can nudge you toward a different outcome. That's why when 777 starts appearing, your job is not to celebrate too early. It's to anchor. Double down on the state you've been cultivating. Hold the vibration like it's your native language. Because if you can maintain it just a little longer, you'll experience something far more mysterious and far more powerful than a repeating number. You'll feel reality itself start to reorganize around you. In the next chapter, I'll show you what's actually happening behind the scenes in this phase, a process quantum scientists call tunneling, and why it's the moment where your dream is seconds away from becoming matter. When you reach the 777 threshold, you're standing in a rare pocket of reality, a timeline convergence point. In quantum mechanics, there's a phenomenon called quantum tunneling. Particles can pass through barriers that classical physics says should be impossible. One moment they're here, the next, they're on the other side, without ever climbing over the wall in between. When your frequency locks into coherence, your consciousness does the same thing. You don't push your way into your desired reality, you slip into it. Effortlessly, quietly, sometimes without realizing it until much later. But here's the twist. Right before the leap, your old reality will often flare up. Old fears resurface. Old patterns try to drag you back. It's not a test. It's not punishment. It's the old frequency, releasing its final grip. Think of it like renovating a house while still living in it. There's dust, noise, and temporary chaos. But it's all in service of the transformation. Most people misinterpret this phase. They see the chaos and think it's not working. They drop their frequency, and the convergence dissolves. The key is to stay steady in the storm. When fear rises, remind yourself, this is the final flicker of the old signal. When doubt whispers, respond with action from your new identity, not your old one. Because if you can hold your coherence here, the barrier dissolves. And you don't just attract your desired reality, you wake up inside it. In the next chapter, I'll share the surprising emotional state that accelerates this leap faster than intensity, faster than hustle. A state most people overlook because it feels so calm they mistake it for nothing happening. When people think of manifestation, they picture excitement, high energy, a constant push toward the dream. But in the quantum field, the most magnetic state isn't urgency. It's serenity. Serenity is not passive. It's the calm that comes when you know, not hope, not force, that the reality you've been tuning into is already yours. Here, that's why it works. Your brain has different wave states, and serenity drops you into the alpha-theta bridge, the range where your conscious and subconscious mind begin to synchronize. In this state, your subconscious is more receptive to new patterns, and your conscious mind is more attuned to subtle cues from the quantum field. Think of it like planting a garden. You put the seeds in, water them, give them sunlight, and then you let nature do the rest. You don't dig them up every day to check if they're growing. You trust the process. When you grip too tightly to an outcome, you're actually broadcasting lack. I don't have it yet. But when you release the grip and rest in serenity, you broadcast it's already mine. This is why some of the biggest breakthroughs happen after you've stopped obsessing. The field isn't responding to your words, it's mirroring your state. And serenity says, we're good, the work is done. The paradox, the less you need it to arrive, the faster it does. But serenity alone isn't enough. You need to carry it into every part of your daily life, so it becomes your default frequency. And that's where the final chapter comes in. In Chapter 8, I'll show you how to become the signal so completely that the universe has no choice but to reorganize itself around you, every day, in every way. Up until now, you've been learning how to tune into your desired reality. But there comes a point when you're no longer tuning in. You are the station. Becoming the signal means you stop trying to call your dreams toward you. You stop checking for signs to prove it's working. You start living from the frequency so consistently that the outside world simply mirrors it because it has no choice. This doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. When an old fear flares up, you don't panic, you notice it, acknowledge it, and choose from your new identity anyway. When a challenge appears, you respond as the version of you who's already whole, already abundant, already loved. And here's what happens. Your nervous system relaxes. Your choices sharpen. And the quantum field begins reorganizing itself around your steady, unwavering signal. At this point, manifestation stops being something you do. It becomes something you are. The relationships, opportunities, and synchronicities that arrive aren't proof anymore. They're simply the natural language of a field that recognizes you. So breathe, feel where you are right now. This is not a practice you're trying on. This is you, remembered. And if you've felt your own energy shift while watching this, if you've caught yourself breathing differently, sitting taller, feeling calmer, that's because you've already started becoming the signal. Stay here, keep choosing it, and let the world meet you at your frequency. Because you're not chasing alignment anymore. You are alignment.